Good evening, Year 8 parents. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful evening. Now, the last ROA assessments went really well. They were a huge success, and the Year 8s worked incredibly hard to show us how fantastic they are. I'm hoping that these ROAs are going to be even more of a success. Please do encourage your child to get revising and get them to watch any revision sessions or videos that we post and share with them. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please do add them to the chat function and we will visit them at the end of the presentation. I hope this session is extremely informative and all your questions get answered. So enjoy. I will now pass you over to Vicky Racy, who is one of our Raising Standard leads. Thank you.
Good evening. It's lovely to be with you this evening. I'm just going to run through a short timeline and then we'll go through some information about rank order assessments before handing over to Ms Fairbank, who will run through some more of the support, etc. that we're going to offer for Year 8. So first of all, as you can see from the slide that we're sharing here, the 8th of June, there will have been a launch assembly for your child at school today, and obviously we're holding tonight's event as well. Also, students should have received a student guide with subject pages available to them to let them know about what's needed for each subject. And in addition to that, there will be revision videos on each subject available on Teams. More information about all of this is in the student guide that they've received and taken home tonight. On the 22nd of June to the 2nd of July, the rank order assessments will begin over that fortnight. On the 13th of July, reports will be distributed with the results, and then on the 14th of July, so the following day, there'll be a parents' evening for you to discuss those results should you wish to. Should there be any stream changes, these would not take place until September. Okay, next slide. So some of the information we might have run through before, but I think it's important to go through what rank order assessment is. And it's a process of assessing our students through a series of formalised tests, and then percentage results will be awarded for those tests, and that will enable our students to be ranked by subject and overall. That overall rank is what's used to stream our students, and it allows our staff to provide the required support so that all students can make excellent progress. And we do this 4 times over Key Stage 3, from the start of Year 7 to the end of Year 9. So rank order assessments are a big event, and 3 weeks before the assessment period we hold this launch event with an assembly, and we provide an assessment timetable and revision guidance which gives a real experience of formal assessment to our students. And it's important that students do get that experience of formal assessment to support them in their later years in education. Revision lessons are built into the curriculum and homework during this period, and these are targeted to support the assessments that are going to be given, and this again provides essential retrieval practice of that topic as well as supporting the tests that are going to happen. The assessments are cumulative, so they provide an opportunity to review a range of material from the curriculum up to the date that the test happens, and again that provides an essential opportunity for retrieval practice. So what is rank order assessment? Continued really is the assessment, we hold an assessment period for students. After the assessment period for students, they're given the envelopes containing their results, and we hold a parents' evening the next day, which gives key feedback and gives you an opportunity to ask questions about the results from the assessment period. And lastly, ranking is completed really carefully. Obviously, we take into account the rank order and assessments, but we make the decisions by looking not only at those assessments, but at pastoral key factors and in conjunction with heads of year so that we make the right decisions. Okay, I'm now going to hand over to Ms Fairbank, who will talk you through why we do rank order assessments. No, I'm not. I do apologise, it's the wrong one. Okay, I'm going to tell you why we do rank order assessments. We're constantly looking for ways to help boost our students' outcomes and motivations. And some of the countries in the top performing schools use rank order assessments. Now, you may be aware GCSE is a large-scale rank order, and students are given a grade based on where they sit on a huge distribution curve, but we think it's important that our students know where they sit within a rank before the end of year 11. And students care about their progress and therefore work hard, and it provides you with an opportunity to determine how your child is progressing across the curriculum. And it provides the school with opportunities to know what access arrangements students may need and allows us to assess what is successful for them. Now we will hand over to Miss Fairbank. It's been lovely being with you this evening. Thank you very much.
And good evening. So I'm going to start just by having a look really about what the upcoming rank order assessments will look like for students. So as already discussed, they will take place between the 22nd of June and the 2nd of July. Now these assessments will be completed in classrooms. They'll follow the usual school timetable, and students have been given their assessment timetable today in AM tutor time. So those should have come home with your child, and you should be able to see that this evening. They will be completed in clear expectations. So we have assessment conditions. They will be really clearly shared with students so they'll know exactly what to expect. Content of these assessments will be based on the work that students have been completing in their subjects, and that might be across the year. Now, what we've done is created support pages from each subject that's been created and collated into a booklet, handed out again this morning in AM tutor time. And what that support page does is go through for each subject exactly what topics will be covered in the upcoming assessments. And it also gives them some useful revision guidance, various activities and tasks that they can complete. So that should be a really useful starting point to helping your child prepare for their upcoming rank order assessments. So we also provide quite a lot of support around these rank order assessments. We realise that they can be a daunting time for students, and so we do provide wraparound support and kindness throughout the process. How we do this is by offering really clear information about the assessment process, and that's in part why we create the support pages and have a really clear assessment timetable. We'll also be delivering in-lesson revision sessions before the assessment, so your child will have the opportunity to go through with their various subject teachers a little bit of preparation work to help prepare them. We've also been doing a lot of work around teaching students how to revise and prepare for assessments outside of class time, so they have this independent skill to be able to do this on their own. And part of this is departments have created revision videos for students that can be accessed outside of class time. Now again, today these have been uploaded to the Central Year 8 teams under a brand new folder titled Year 8 End of Year Assessments. So please do take a moment or two after this session to have your child log into Teams and have a look at those videos and make sure that you know how to access them, etc. What these assessments allow us to do as well in terms of support is really consider potential exam access arrangements. So that might be a reader or extra time. It allows us to assess students, to see what support we can offer, and to make sure that the right things are put into place by the time they get into Key Stage 4. And we'll also be contacting parents via telephone about any stream changes that will take place downward before the students are given their results. So you have that information, you can have those conversations and just provide that little bit of support at home should it be needed. So how else then can your child prepare for rank order assessments? Well, obviously, as we've mentioned already, the subject support pages should really be a brilliant first point of call. They should give you a really clear overview of what your student or your child will be assessed in and how they can prepare. We'd also recommend watching the pre-recorded revision videos and utilising any materials that have been suggested in the support pages. We'd also recommend that students use their knowledge organisers and any Seneca assignments that have been recommended to them by their class teachers. And to do this and work on these materials, we really recommend utilising activities that support the embedding of knowledge in the long-term memory. So we've taught a variety of these activities throughout the school year already. And one of the kind of most effective strategies that students can use is retrieval practice. So they've already become very familiar with this through the look, cover, write, check process that they use for their self-quizzing homework every evening. And there are a number of other kind of quick activities and tasks that students can do that utilise retrieval practice. So one of those is a blank page knowledge retrieval. And with this, all they need is a piece of paper. They would then write down a specific topic for a specific subject, for example, in the middle of that paper. And they would start to brainstorm around that, all of the things that they can remember about that specific topic. They then use their revision materials to check the information that they have retrieved and add in anything that they've missed. And it's a really good way of testing the memory that they hold and the information that's stored and what they need to add in support for their assessments. We would also recommend turning the knowledge organiser points or kind of information on revision materials into questions. And this is a really nice one that you can get involved with at home too. So you can ask them the questions that they've formulated and check their answers for detail and accuracy. Another really great method is to blank out sections of information and create their own gap fill. And again, the knowledge organiser is perfectly suited to this. And they can also produce flashcards using the letter system, which is a system which we have been teaching them over the kind of tutor time sessions of activities. There is a video on how to do this again in that Year 8 central team, so if students need a refresher, then that will be there for them to access. Finally, we would recommend following a revision timetable should your child like to produce one, which incorporates interleaving and spacing. So with this, what we would recommend is that students kind of pencil in short revision sessions on a variety of topics, rather than spending a long time on one subject, 1 point a week, and then not really touching it for another week, for example. And how else can you then support with rank order at home? So obviously 100% attendance is going to be really important throughout this period. Particularly with those in-class revision sessions that will be taking place. It's really important that students are in school to maximise that time with their subject teachers. We also would really like to push that homework completion, making sure it's done not only at 100%, but of a really great quality as well. Making sure that equipment is brought to every lesson every day so that they are really prepared for their learning time and can maximise every minute. And also encouraging reading for pleasure. This improved reading ages means better comprehension of a range of exam questions, not just in English, but throughout subjects as well. We would encourage the viewing of those revision videos, and just to reiterate where they are saved, they are in the Central Year 8 team. So your child with their access, just like they did throughout that lockdown kind of virtual period, they would log in to Microsoft Office 365 online, log in to Teams using their school email address, load up the Central Year 8 Teams and find that ROA folder that's been recently added to access those revision videos. Finally, you've got the support pages that came home this evening. Again, just taking some time to read through those with your child to make sure that they know exactly what topic areas will be covered for each subject. So in summary then, rank ordering is an incredibly motivational tool. There is a lot of support on offer, as discussed, to help students prepare for these assessments, and they should utilise this support. The assessment period will take place between the 22nd of June and the 2nd of July. Reports will be sent home on 13th and Parents' Evening 14th of July. And then based on their performance, students will be put into new streams ready for September 2021. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I really hope that is informative for you. Thank you for any questions that you have sent into the chat function during the event. I'm now going to pass you over to Joanne Buller, our Assistant Principal for Assessment Data and Exams, who will endeavour to answer the questions that you have submitted. Thank you very much.
Good evening. As has already been said, thank you for joining us this evening. I can see that so far there is one question in the Q&A. In fact, I've got two. So the first question asks about the 2nd of July being an inset day. So yeah, that's correct. If you look at the support pages that were sent home today, they've got timetables in for each class. The exams will run from the 22nd, which is a Tuesday, through that first week until the Friday, and then they'll start again on the following Monday and they'll finish on the Thursday. And your student will be able to see, based on which group that they're in, when those exam sessions are actually taking place, which periods in the day they are taking place. Some exams, so for tech and dance, for some groups I've had to put them in the week previous. So it'll be like on the Friday the 18th, they might have a dance exam just before these all the other exams start on the 22nd. It just means that I could fit it into that time period with us having the inset day. We've not used the Monday because there's other things happening in school on that day that made it not suitable to start that day. So we're starting on Tuesday the 22nd, and they will have finished everything by Thursday the 1st of July. But if you do look at the support pages, you'll see the individual timetables in there. So the DI students will sit the English and the maths assessments. So we think it's important that they do participate in those. They will be given a rank, but their ranking they won't be put in groups based on that rank. I think it's important that you can see as parents and they can see where they're at, because obviously the ranking, they can compare where they were previously to where they are now, but they're outside of the ranking process. So because they are taught as DI students, we'll need them in the same group, so they will stay in that same group. They won't be part of the new streams. So if they're absent, can they do tests another day? Yes, they will. Within that 2-week window, we will be putting on assessments for the next lesson that they're in. So it won't be the same conditions. It won't be as good for them if they've missed it in that sense, because they're not going to get the whole idea of the exams and it being a whole class sitting a set of exams together, but there will be opportunities for them to do that test if they miss it. Ideally they'd be in and they'd get them done on the day and the session that it's set for. So at the moment there aren't any other questions, and I'll give it a couple of minutes to give people time to type things in if they wish. Okay, so there aren't any more questions at the moment. If you do think of something, or if you are watching a recording of this and you do have any questions, please email it to the Year 8 team. They will pass it on to me or to the relevant member of staff, and we can get back in touch with you and let you know the answers to your questions. Oh, I have just got another one in. Is there a plan in place if the year group had to self-isolate due to positive COVID cases? Yeah, we're experts at this now. We will cross that bridge if we come to it, if we need to do that. Again, we don't know what the future is going to hold. We will endeavour to put these exams on if that's the right thing to do at the right time. But obviously the self-isolating takes priority over that. We don't really want students to be sitting assessments at home if we can help it, because it's not the same conditions, it's not the exam conditions that they will be getting in school. But obviously if we had that issue where there are students having to self-isolate, we would put something in place to sort that out. Are the revision sessions? So the revision sessions this time are online. So the two members of staff that spoke before me have mentioned the Year 8 Teams page. All the revision sessions are recorded and they're on there for students to access themselves. Somebody's asked whether, like last time, do some subjects carry a higher weight percentage wise? Yes, they do. So English and maths are triple weighted and science is double weighted. Okay, as I said, if there are any further questions after we've close this session, or if you are watching this and it's a recorded session, please do email the Year 8 team and they will pass that email on to the relevant member of staff and we'll answer your questions. I'll just give it one more minute and then we will close down. Thank you for attending. Thank you for your time.